discussing structural morphology of flowers, and today we shall see placentation. What is placentation? Placentation is arrangement of placenta in the ovary. Placenta which bears ovules. So the arrangement of placenta with ovules in the ovary is known as placentation. Now for this we have to first understand what is placenta and where is placenta in the ovary. Then come, let us try to understand that first. Suppose this is a carpel. Here we have stigma. This is style. And this part is ovary. Isn't it? Now, inside the ovary, there is a structure which bears the ovule. Suppose here the ovule will rise from this place. So, this region, this will hold the ovule with the help of a stalk. With the help of a stalk. This region in the ovary will hold this ovule with the help of this stalk. This region is known as placenta. Same as in human case. We know the placenta is that portion of uterus in case of human or mammals, that portion of uterus where the fetus will be attached. Attachment is necessary. Why? There will be a flow of nutrient and gases therein. So that region of uterus where the fetus is attached, that region is known as placenta. Same here. That region where the ovule is attached, that region is of the ovary where ovule is attached, that region is known as placenta. And the connection is known as funicle. And this is the ovule. So this is placenta. I hope it is clear. Now there is one more concept here. The ovary, it can be either unilocular, as in this case, unilocular ovary, or it may so happen, like in many flowers, there are not one ovary carpel but many carpel. As we have seen, multicarpillary, bicarpillary, tricarpillary, tetracarpillary, pentacarpillary. So, carpels can be more than one. In such condition, the carpels may exist in separate ways. That condition is known as apocarpus. Apocarpus condition, like in case of Nilumbo, lotus, all the carpels are separate. They give rise to separate seeds in separate chambers. So that is apocarpus situation. Then we have when all the carpels will unite to form one carpel. That is known as syncarpus. If you have seen hibiscus, then you will understand that if you see the flower closely, you will find that the stigma, it has 5 faces. It has 5 faces. It means that there were 5 carpels which has united into one. It has made one carpellary tube. Those were 5 carpels. So this is an example of syncarpus. So in case of syncarpus condition, the ovaries also get united, and in that condition, the ovary will have chambers. Ovary will have chambers, either 3 or 4, depending upon the number of the carpels. Suppose here there are 4 chambers. It signifies that the 4 carpels were there which have united to form one ovary. So this is multilocular ovary. Now, in case of development, and the placenta will be somewhere here, either it can be here, either it can be here. So it can be anywhere, that we'll see in placentation. So the thing is, in case of multilocular ovary, again this septum septa, they might be present in adult ovary, adult form, adult fruit, or they might be totally dissolved as the development proceeds. So those things depend, and on these things only placentation depends. So here you have to understand two things. First, what is placenta, and secondly, what is multilocular ovary. So I think these two concepts are clear. Then we will proceed to placentation. What are the different kinds of placentation, and how are they dependent on these features, multilocular, unilocular, and these structures. So let us see the first kind of placentation, that is marginal. As the name suggests, here the placentation is on the margin of the ovary. Let us see how it is. So suppose this is the whole, I have drawn the whole carpel to make it clear. So this marginal condition is found in unilocular ovary. It is found in unilocular ovary. Unilocular means there is only one pistil, only one carpel. So the ovary is also just one chamber. So that's how it is. So here, this particular area, this particular region is known as ventral suture. Ventral suture. It is the development of the ovary. So on ventral suture is located the placenta. So this is the placenta. So is it not on the margin of the ovary? That is why it is known as marginal. And here will be the seeds, the ovules, So this condition, where do we see this kind of ovary and ovule, or rather we will see fruit and seed. So ovules and ovary, they will become seed and fruit. So this kind of condition we get in pea and dolichos, basically legumes. So this is marginal. Now the next type will be axile. Axile. Axile, the word comes from the word axis. Axis, and axis means central part. Axis of the earth, remember axis of the earth. Axis means the central part. That means axile placentation, the placenta will be somewhere in the central part. So here, what is the condition seen? The ovule is multilocular. Sorry, ovary is multilocular. That means it is made up of more than one ovary. There are chambers in this ovary, multilocular ovary, and since it is axile, so the placenta is in this region, in the axile region, in the axis region, and here are the ovules like this. So where do we get this kind of condition? Where do we see this kind of placentation? You all have seen, very common it is, tomato. So next time when you eat salad, so tomato, pick up the tomato slice, round slice, and see where the placenta is. It's very clearly visible in the tomato slice. The white colored thing in the center to which the seeds are attached, that structure is known as placenta. And this placentation is axile placentation since it is in the center. So if it is in the center and there are chambers, remember that is axile placentation. So tomato, then comes lemon. In lemon also we see this condition. When we cut the lemon from the middle, we see the seeds are in the center. Lemon, China grass, China rose. This you might not have seen, but if you see, since you are a biology student now, take the ovary, those who have China rose plant in the house, take the ovary of the flower and just bisect it, cut it in half and see how the seeds are arranged. Very beautifully you will be able to see. So that's what. So now the trick is to remember the example. Examples are important. So exile placentation is seen in tomato, lemon, China grass. Remember TLC. Remember the first letter, initial, TLC. So TLC you can remember by TLC. We have TLC like total leukocyte count or total lung capacity, TLC. So remember the example with their initials, TL, tomato, lemon, China grass. So that is exile. Now let us come to the third type. Third type, that is parietal. Here, from the name itself, we can understand parietal. It means on the periphery. The placenta is on the periphery of the ovary. So, if this is the ovary, this is the inner wall of ovary. Inner wall of ovary, and here the placenta is lying somewhere in the periphery. In the periphery. Placenta is in the periphery, and here are attached ovule. The ovules are attached on the periphery. So this condition, where have you seen? This is again very common. This condition, where have we seen? We have seen this condition in cucumber. Cucumber. Now cucumber slice, salad is very important. Today all of you should have salad. Cucumber slice, if you pick up, so there you will see the seeds are attached on the periphery. On the periphery there is a white structure which is attached to the wall of the ovary. That is the placenta, and to the placenta are attached the seeds. So seeds are towards the wall of the ovary or the fruit. Now when we eat, it is fruit. So the seeds and fruit, we have to talk in the sense of seed and fruit, but when it were forming, it was ovule and ovary. The placenta, it was in that condition. So they have, when it comes to our hand, it becomes seed and fruit. So we have to see from that angle only. So the seeds are the ovules, and the fruit is the fruit, and this, where the seeds are attached to the fruit, that part is placenta. So you can see placenta very well in cucumber also. So next time you please observe. So we get this in mustard also. Mustard. So remember like this, CM, Chief Minister. Parietal is found in CM. Remember, make some trick to learn, to remember the example. These are very important. So, and here one more thing is there. In cucumber, I have not shown any septum here, because there is no septum in parietal. But sometimes some false septum develops. In cucumber you will see some septum, but that is false septum. It is known as replum. That is not septum, true septum. That is false septum. Septum here is dissolved. So in exile we see septum. In parietal we don't see septum. So that's what. Sometimes you might be asked difference between exile and parietal. So you have to mention all this. Now number 4 will be free central. Free and central. In the name only is the description. Free. It is free. That means there are no chambers. Free. It is free. Now there is a central axis, and the placenta is there in the central axis. And so the ovules are attached like this, all free. There is no chamber. In exile there were chamber. It is very much like exile only, but the placenta, the margin, the septum, they have dissolved. There is no septum in this. So this is the difference between exile and free central. Exile has septum, but free central does not have any septum. And the placenta is in the center part. So if we see the transverse section of this, we get to see something like this. So I'll rub this unilocular. So unilocular was only this one, rest all are multilocular. So if we draw a longitudinal section, then we will see something like this. This is the central axis, and to the central axis, the placenta is there. Placenta is there around the central axis, and the ovules are arranged like this. Now, example. It is very easy to remember the example of free central. Example is dianthus and primrose. This is the evening primrose. We will come across in other chapters also. Evening primrose. Primrose dances. Now DP. Remember DP. You are free to select your DP. WhatsApp DP. You are free to select your WhatsApp DP. So DP. Remember, free central dancers primrose DP. So like that you will have to make some calculation in your mind. So the next type is, fifth type is basal. Basal means base. Basal means base, isn't it? Basal. So how is basal? Let us see. Basal condition is something like this. Suppose this is an ovary. Again, multilocular ovary, but the walls have dissolved. And this is the base. This is the base of the ovary. And this is the placenta. It's on the base. Base, you will know this by this. This is the thalamus. So the part where ovary is attached to the thalamus, that will be the base of the ovary, and the placenta is on the base of the ovary, and there is just one ovule. Multilocular ovary, but the septum have dissolved, so it becomes like unilocular, and it has placenta on the base from where only one ovule comes out. So if we see the fruit of this plant, so this is found in, this condition is found in sunflower and marigold. So if you break open the fruit, the seed, you will see only the fruit. It's a solid small structure. So if you break that open, you will see just one seed. So this condition is known as basal, and it is found in sunflower and marigold. Now one more is left, so that I will do here only. I will do it. So that is known as superficial. Number 6. Superficial. Here what happens? Ovary is again multi-chambered, multilocular ovary, and the locules have placenta all around it, all around the septum. The placenta is there all around the septum. So it gives rise to many ovules. All the ovules are just lying like that. Gives rise to many ovules like this. This condition is known as superficial, and it is found in nymphia. So this is all about placentation. We have 6 kinds of placentation. Let us recap. So number 1 is marginal. It is found in unilocular ovary, and the placenta is arranged on the margin, which is known as ventral suture. This kind of placentation is found in P. dolichos. Then we have excite, where the ovary is multi-chambered, multilocular ovary, and the septa are there. So the placenta is arranged on the central region, which is the ancile region, and example is tomato, lemon, China rose. Third type is parietal, where the placenta is towards the periphery of the ovary, and the septa they have dissolved, but we get to see false septa, which is known as replum. So this is found in cucumber and mustard, CM. Then we have free central, where again the placenta is around the central axis, but here there are no septum. The septa have all dissolved. The example will be dianthus and primrose, free DP. Then the 5th type is basal. Here the placenta is towards the base of the ovary. Ovary was multilocular, but the locules have dissolved and it has become unilocular. And from the base placenta comes out just one ovule. This condition is seen in sunflower, marigold. And the 6th type is superficial, where we see multilocular ovary, and the placenta is arranged on all sides of the septa. And since the placenta is on all sides, so we see lot of ovules in this kind of placentation. Example is nymphia. So I hope you have understood. Please remember the examples. Please remember the examples. Make some trick in your mind to remember the examples. So this will do for placentation.